Sup team, this is Christina and I'm here with another workout. Today's workout is going to be actually focused on flexibility. So this was originally requested by Nathan and then further requested by Jessica. And so it will be tailored mostly towards the things that they told me they were interested in with flexibility, but it does target overall flexibility. And this does come from my background as a dancer. So for everyone else watching, feel free to follow along at the pace that you work well with. You don't need anything. However, if you have a towel, little hand towel, that'll just add to the intensity. You may regret that or love it later, I don't know, but here we go. You don't need a lot of space for this. You can, plug the earphones in while you're here at the gym and kind of follow along, or feel free to do this at home. Either way works fine. We're gonna start from standing, or here, and let's just start with our neck first. We're gonna start by just looking down and looking up a few times, warming up that neck. And then we're gonna tilt the head side to side. So with these, you can go at whatever pace you want, whatever feels good, based on any tightness that you might be feeling as we go through the stretches. We're gonna look left to right and really focus on scanning your body as we go through these. If you notice certain areas where maybe they're pain areas, we'll make those movements just a little smaller. Let's do a full circle, tucking that chin down. Really want you to focus on looking as far as you can in each direction. Really looking all the way around. And then let's go ahead and reverse that motion in the opposite direction. Very nice. Let's start with the shoulders next. We're just gonna take both arms, shoulder circles, bring the arms as high up as you can, and once you can't go anymore, then we switch that rotation. We rotate from the shoulders. Let's go ahead and go the other way, as far back as we can, then rotate. Yep. And then, feet are shoulder width apart. Let's take those arms overhead, take a deep breath in. We're gonna exhale, touch the toes. It's our first time here, so let's maybe kind of rock the hips side to side, really warm up those hips. It's okay to have bent knees here if that's what you need in order to touch the ground, or just because it's in the beginning of the workout. We'll do this again, and as we warm up, we can kind of ease into it a little bit more. Let's go ahead and roll up. We'll repeat this motion again. Take a deep breath in, arms up. Deep breath out, touch the toes. This time, let's go ahead and tuck the fingers underneath the toes. Let's sit back into a squat. Extend the arms out in front of you and come up. And let's do it again. Deep breath in. Exhale, touch the toes. Might be feeling a little bit more warm here. Let's tuck the fingers under the toes. Sit, extend, come up. Let's do one more. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, touch the toes. This time, we're gonna just sit into the squat. Yep, and then we're gonna straighten the legs again. And then let's sit into the squat. And then straighten again. And one more. Really sit. Extend the arms and come up. Good, warming up those quads, right? This time, we're gonna bring the feet as close together as possible. Ideally, we want them together, but if this kind of feels comfortable for you, it's okay. We just want them to be closer. Let's take the arms overhead, deep breath in. Exhale, touch the toes. Take it as slow as you can. End goal here, just so you guys can see, is to have the hands flat against the ground. But I want you to go as close as you can, and each time you do the stretch, just try to get a little closer. Keep taking those deep breaths here. Tell your hamstrings it's okay. It doesn't hurt, no way. Let's go ahead and roll up. Nice and slow. Good. Awesome. And we'll go ahead and take a seat on the ground. Let's go ahead and sit in our lovely 90-90 stretch. So remember, 2 90-degree angles with the front leg and the back leg Let's put one hand on either side. Sit up tall, deep breath in. Exhale, we're gonna pull forward. Keep breathing. With every exhale, try to get lower, but really keep the chest up and really drive that front hip back, almost like you're trying to slide it on the ground. Think about folding from the hips through the upper part of the body rather than the reverse. A couple more deep breaths here. We're gonna walk the hands over to the front leg, and then we're gonna sit up tall, and we're gonna look back. Nothing too crazy here yet. You might notice that these stretches are pretty familiar so far, which is why we use them in the beginning, right, to warm up. All right, now if you're mirroring me, which hopefully you are, you're gonna drop your left arm down, and we're gonna flip the right upside down. And now with every exhale, we're gonna drive the hand into the ground, try to get that elbow close to the ground, and we're gonna shoot that arm forward. So let's start by taking a deep breath in. Exhale, we're gonna shoot the arm forward just a little bit on the exhale. Each exhale, try to continue to send that arm down and continue to bring that elbow towards the ground. Very nice. And then we're going to come slowly back up. We're going to send both hands behind and just look behind you. Really focus on trying to flatten both of those hips towards the ground.
Both have saunas, both have showers, both have lockers.
Good. And then last thing we're going to do here before we switch, we're going to go ahead and bring that left elbow to the ground, and we're going to try to rotate our chest up towards the ceiling. The goal is to feel the stretch in that quad muscle there. If you want a deeper stretch, feel free to just drive the hips towards the ground, or you can even send the other elbow back and make sure that back knee stays on the ground the whole time we're doing this. Good. Let's go ahead and switch legs. So back leg to the front, front leg to the back. Sitting up tall, deep breath in. Exhale, we pull forward. Each exhale, try to continue to pull forward. Really drive that front hip back. I'm imagining you all just killing it in this stretch, you know? Let's walk those hands over to the front knee. Deep breath in. Exhale, sit up tall. Look back. Really try to look as far as you can so that twist is happening from the hip all the way up to the head. Good, and then just like the other side, we're gonna put the right arm down. Now the left arm is upside down. Deep breath in. Exhale, drive that elbow towards the ground and forward. Keep going. Feel that nice stretch in the back there. And then we're gonna come all the way up. Send both hands back. Look as far back as you can. Good, and then we're gonna drop that right elbow again. And we're gonna rotate the chest up, feeling that nice stretch in that quad there. Awesome, very nice, you guys. From here, we are, okay, there we go. So we're gonna be going into a cat-cow from here, okay? So, I'm gonna kind of face the angle here, a little bit of a diagonal so you guys can see me. Our hands are on the ground. And we're gonna start by taking a deep breath in first, so deep breath in. Exhale, we're gonna press through the fingertips. We're gonna look down as much as we can. Really feel that stretch in the back there and in the shoulders. Deep breath in slowly. We're gonna tuck the tailbone under. And then each vertebrae one at a time as we start to look up. And then exhale again, press through the fingertips. Deep breath in, slowly to look up. Exhale, press through, really waking up the body. Good. Come back to a neutral position. Let's just go ahead. We're gonna rock side to side, forward, back, full circle, whatever kind of feels good. Again, we're just waking up those muscles, those joints. From here, we're gonna do some shoulder circles in this position, okay? This is really gonna be a little bit tougher, but this is gonna be a good one. So, you're gonna take whichever arm you would like to start with, reach it all the way up, and again, once you get as far as you can, rotate from that shoulder all the way back around. Let's do this 3 times. And then go ahead and go the other way, pressing that palm back. Really feel those shoulders firing. And let's do the other arm, same thing. So we're doing 3. And then go the other way. Good, one more. Awesome, yes. And go ahead, sit those hips back, extend those arms out in front of you. Let's relax here for a moment. Just take a few deep breaths. Now with this stretch, the more spread your knees are, the deeper of the stretch you'll have in your back. It's up to you how you would like to do it. Let's walk our hands over to our right and really press that left shoulder down towards the ground. Good, let's go to the other side. Same thing, press that opposite shoulder down. Take some deep breaths. And back to the center. And come all the way back up. All right, we're gonna extend one foot out in front of us. Let me do the other side first, actually. So, it is totally, here, let me switch this way. So, go ahead, have your right leg up for me. Have your right leg up. And we're gonna start with an ankle stretch first. So, right leg is up, right hand is gonna go onto the foot, left hand is behind. Let's just go into our ankle stretch first, and let's rock back and forth, warming up that ankle. And then go ahead and hold that stretch. Really dig the heel into the ground and focus on each of your toes pressing as hard as they can into the floor. And then we're gonna go ahead and go into a lunge from here. So hands are gonna go on the ground, tuck that back toe. We're gonna straighten our back leg, lock the knee, and we're here in a lunge. Make sure that front leg is flat to the ground, that front foot I mean. Let's take a deep breath in to flatten our back. Deep breath out to press the hips down. And now our inside arm is going to reach up towards the ceiling. We're holding. Good, bring it all the way down. And we're gonna take the opposite arm up. It's gonna be a little bit more challenging. Hold, really look up. Bring that arm down. We're gonna bring our back leg up. So you'll see I slid in, my front leg is straight, and now you should feel the stretch in your calf all the way through the hamstring, and also through the hamstring of that other leg there in that front leg. If you can't do this, it is okay to have a slight bend in that front knee. Do what you have to do. If you can do this, really focus on pulling that front hip back. Good, we are actually going to lift the front toes, flex the front foot, hold the stretch, take a few deep breaths. Good, place that foot back down. Now now you're gonna walk it forward onto the front leg, hands come in front, and we're pointing our back foot. Again, it is okay to have a slight bend in that front knee if necessary. And then we're gonna slide it back into lunge. Hands come back to the side. Take a few deep breaths. Let's go ahead and drop that back knee. We're gonna lift the front leg, or the front toes, I mean. And we're doing a nice hamstring stretch here. With this one, really want you guys to have a flat back. So really just focus on pulling the hips back, draw everything back, keep that chest lifted just like in our 90-90. And fold from the hips up to the body, up to the top rather than from the reverse. And by this point, you may already start to be predicting where you might be sore tomorrow. Good, we're gonna go ahead and switch legs. I'll face the other direction. So, left leg is in front, and one hand is on the foot, other hand is behind, and let's start with our ankle stretch. We'll start by rocking back and forth. And then go ahead and hold that stretch. Good, let's go into lunge just like the other side, so hands are on the ground. Straighten that back leg. Inhale to flatten the back. Exhale to press the hips down. And then we are lifting the inside arm up to the ceiling. Really reach as high as you can. Reach all the way through those fingertips. And then opposite arm reaches up as high as we can get it. It's okay if you kind of fall over a little bit, just get right back into it. And then bring that arm back down, holding for a few more seconds. Then we'll drop the back leg and we'll lift those toes up for that nice hamstring stretch. Pull that hip back and fold from the hip all the way up through the body. You guys are rocking it, I know it. Let's take a few more deep breaths here. Good. We're gonna bring that leg back in. And now we're gonna go ahead and go into a downward dog. So the hands are flat on the ground. Go ahead, make sure those knees are right underneath the hips. Tuck the toes under. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, we're gonna straighten up into our downward dog. And let's just start by going up and down, warming up those calves. So we're shifting the weight from our hands all the way to our feet. And then we're gonna rock side to side. So now we straighten one leg and then we switch. Go ahead and press both heels into the ground. Push your head through your arms. Take a few deep breaths here. Now the best part, guys, best part. So you're going to shift your weight over to your left, and we're gonna lift the right leg up to the ceiling. As much as you can get it. It's okay if you are down here, does not matter where you're at. Just lift it up, take a few deep breaths. Each exhale, try to get it a little bit higher. And then we're gonna pulse. So you're just going to do little tiny lifts, little tiny lifts. Really pulse. Feel that stretch in the hip there. Bring the leg back down. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side, but before we do that, let's start by rocking back and forth here. Good, we'll bring our knees down to the ground. And then we're gonna sit those hips back, extend those arms out in front. Let's walk the hands, actually keep the hands where you're at. Walk the hips forward. Let's do a nice cobra stretch for our hips. So hips pressed down, look up at the ceiling. In this stretch, try to keep your shoulders down. We're gonna go back onto all fours, and we're gonna do the other side. So tuck the hips under. Deep breath in for me. Deep breath out, straighten up, press the heels down. Let's go side to side onto each leg. Press both heels down, push your head through your arms. We're gonna shift the weight to our right. Lift the left leg up this time, as high as you can get it. Each exhale, try to get it a little bit higher. And let's do small pulses, push, push, push. You got it. And bring that leg back down. If you notice any cramping, that's okay, that's a good thing, it's your muscles working. Now from here, you're gonna walk your hands forward until we are in a plank. And we're gonna hold, take a few deep breaths. Try to keep your back grounded, squeeze the glutes. A few deep breaths here. You got it, a little while longer. Very nice, drop the knees, sit the hips back, extend those arms out in front. All right, now we're on the floor. Let's go in butterfly first. Sit the hips flat on the ground, sit up tall, and we're gonna just pull as far forward as we can without bending our back. No slouching allowed. It's okay if you don't move really at all, or maybe you move a lot. The goal is to be able to go all the way down without really bending your back. So that's where you know, that's where the goal is. Try to slow your breathing down. Good. We're gonna straighten our legs in front of us, and we're gonna focus on our feet here and our toes. So we never really exercise our toes very much, and part of the problem is because we usually have shoes on. So for this one, I do recommend having your shoes off, and your hands can be on your legs or they can be behind you, whatever's more comfortable. All we're doing is lifting our toes. We're flexing is what we call it, and then we're pointing. We're pushing our toes down as far as we can. And then we'll do the same thing again. We're lifting, flexing, and then we're pointing. You'll see with mine, I isolate, right? So as I point, my toes stay up towards the ceiling. I push down first, and then my toes follow last. And then same thing going up. And I also want to encourage you guys, I want to challenge you. See if you can point and flex from your hips all the way down. So what I mean by that is really allow the muscles from the hips all the way through the quads, through the calves, allow those to fire as you're doing this. In dance, this is a very hard skill, but it's a very important skill because we dance through the body from the head all the way to the toe, and this is what it means to do that. Keep going, really try to see if you can pull your heels off the ground while you flex, right? Now point the toes, take the arms all the way up, lift, straighten that back, deep breath in, exhale, we're gonna go as far as we can forward, and then then we're gonna come back up and flex the toes. Deep breath in. Exhale, pull forward as far as we can. Try to melt forward. The goal is to get your nose as close to your toes as possible. Really pull, really pull. Now, if you have a towel, we are gonna use our towel here. We're gonna sit up tall, holding the towel. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, we pull forward. We want the towel wrapped behind the legs, okay? Let's actually have them right at the balls of where your feet are. And then you're gonna sit up as tall as you can while pulling that towel. Try to keep your back straight. Keep pulling, try to get the heels off the ground if you can. A few deep breaths here. Keep going, keep pulling. Use all the muscles in your hips to make this happen, from the hips all the way down to the toes. And go ahead and release. Woo! Nice. All right, into straddle. I like to save this one for the end because I don't want to scare everybody, and we also don't want to scare our bodies. So it's definitely good to keep this to the end. So what we're gonna do here first, all we're gonna do is practice the pointing and the flexing motion that we were doing. So I really want you to try to, again, go from the hips all the way down to the toes, okay? Those hands are in front of us because we don't want to use them. We really want to focus on using the legs as much as we can. Pointing, flexing. Now you can decide if you want to stay pointed or you want to stay flexed here for this next part. Doesn't really matter. Those arms are going to go out to the side, whichever one you've decided. Really commit to it, okay? Arms are out to the side. We're going to keep our hips pressed into the ground the whole time we do this, so really keep that in mind. Let's start by going to our left, sending that left arm out to the toes, and we're lifting. We're looking up at the ceiling the whole time. Like we said, keep the hips down. You're gonna wanna lift. Don't let that happen. Go as far as you can. Take some deep breaths here. Really feel a stretch on the side of your back. Come all the way up. And let's do the other side. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Lean. Lift through your head and through that shoulder there. Really point or flex, whichever one you've decided on. Come all the way up. Keep the arms out. And we are gonna go forward this time, but we're not gonna let the arms hit the ground. So arms stay out. Take a deep breath in for me. Deep breath out, we go as far as we can. Try to keep your toes lifted towards the ceiling or pressed down. Keep the knees up towards the ceiling. Don't let any of the legs go forward. We're gonna come all the way back up. We're gonna repeat that motion again. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Knees stay pointed towards the ceiling. And so do the toes. And come back up. We're gonna do this one more time. Deep breath in, deep breath out, go forward. Keep going as far as you can. Take it a little bit more. And drop the elbows to the ground. We're gonna stay here for a bit. You should feel the stretch in those inner thighs, that groin area. Still nice, isn't it? This is a stretch we spend a lot of time in, for sure, as dancers, and it's one of the hardest ones to do. Keep taking those deep breaths. Try to pull a little bit more forward with each exhale. I know you guys are killing it. I know it. I can see it. I can see it in the sweat beads. I can see it on your face because it's so tensed up, but it should be relaxed, right? Let's go ahead, sit up. And then just go ahead, shake those legs out. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. All right, we have the moment we've all been waiting for. We have splits, okay? We knew it was gonna happen. So, to get into this, let's actually lay on our backs, okay? We're gonna start with what we call knee extensions. And this is another area where having the towel is gonna be good. So, I just want you to press the towel, place it on the bony part of your rib cage. We're gonna start with knee extensions. We're gonna bring one knee up. Try to bring it as close to the towel as possible. And actually what I want you to do is wherever your leg lands on your body, I want you to place the towel there. So if you're up here, the towel is touching the stomach and the leg, wherever it is, whatever level you're at. Flex that toe. We're gonna exhale to straighten the leg and keep the leg pressed against the towel, okay? And then inhale to bend it. No matter what, that leg stays against the towel. Each exhale, we straighten the leg. Straighten it as much as you can and as much as you can comfortably. You really feel that stretch in the hamstrings. Good, let's try the other side, same thing. Bring that leg to the towel, exhale to straighten. Good, and let's do some leg lowers. So, whichever leg you want to decide to use first, you're holding the towel with both sides, on both ends pretty much. You're going to wrap your foot around the towel, straighten your leg as much as you can. So if you end up here, it's okay. If you're able to straighten it all the way, that's great. And our other leg is going to lift as well. We're going to take a deep breath in. Let's exhale. We're going to drive that leg down. Try to keep your back planted on the ground. Do not let your back lift. We're going as low as we can, and we're going to hold. Keep breathing. Keep the back flat. And pull the leg up. Good. Let's do the other side. So we bend. We switch. Bring the leg up. Deep breath in. Exhale, we go as low as we can, nice and slow. Keep your back planted on the ground. Feel those abs working. We're holding. And come up. We're going to repeat this one more time on each side. We switch. We got the other leg up. Now this time, I want you to pull with your hands. Try to bend your elbows and see how low you can get that leg. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to bring that leg down to the ground, continuing to pull with the elbows. Deep breath in. Exhale, pull the leg up, and let's go ahead and switch sides. So again, we're here. We're pulling the elbows, right? So you might notice one leg goes lower than the other. That's okay. We all favor one leg. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, we bring the leg down. Elbows continue to pull the leg. Look at that. We're in a split from our back. And exhale to bring the leg back up. Good. Release the towel. Relax into splits. All right, so we're gonna go on our knees, extend one leg out in front, and let's just start by going into that same stretch that we were doing earlier. So we're drawing the hip back. We're dropping the body from the hip all the way down. Toes are lifted. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're gonna slide the front leg. We're going into our split as low as we can get it. Really focus on keeping that front leg straight, that back leg straight. Keep breathing, because the breath is what's going to help, I promise. If you can, try to fold over. Come back up. And we're gonna switch sides. Same thing on the other side. So, lift the toes, draw the hips back, fold over. Take a few deep breaths here. And slide into that split. As much as we can. A few deep breaths, keep breathing, it's very important. That breath will help you get a little bit lower. Try to draw forward. Come all the way up. Good, and come in. Last one, we're gonna do our middle split, okay? I will tell you, middle split is one of the hardest things to get. I don't have a middle split. I think I used to when I was very, very young, but we're gonna go into the stretch. So, to get into it, a good way to do that is by standing. Our feet are shoulder width apart. We'll take the hands, and we're gonna go like into a toe touch, right? And now, we're gonna try to slide those legs out. Once you've gone pretty low, you can drop to the elbows if you want and continue to slide until you're as far out as you can. And let's just take a few deep breaths here. I know it, I know it, I know it. Keep taking those deep breaths. You got it. Good, and then to come out of the stretch, you can just kind of sit back and then shake the legs out. Awesome. I'm so proud of you guys. This was difficult, I know it, but that is it. That is the end of our stretching workout routine here. Good job. I know you must feel it in your legs. Please let me know what you thought. Let me know how you're feeling. This is a good time to go into a workout now, right? You could have used this as a warm-up if you wanted. Or you could say, I'm good, and you press complete on your workout, on Trainerize, right? Whatever it is. But let me know how it went. Super proud of you guys. Good job. This was tough. We do this as dancers several times a week, so I suggest you challenge yourself to complete this at least once a week if you are trying to improve your flexibility. The ultimate goal would be to actually do this before your workout and try to do this at least twice a week, okay? 2 times at a minimum. All right, good job, you guys, and I'll see you soon.